Hi, I'm Ken from Coffex Coffee. So today we're going to share more about the grinder. We will open up the E80 and do a full video on the E65S. So we are going to open up to show you more internal parts of the grinder, do a cleaning and also a zero calibration. Okay, we will move to the tools that we need for this exercise. First, you need a vacuum cleaner. It will make your life much more easier, but please use a dedicated vacuum cleaner for coffee tools. Do not mix with the vacuum cleaner that you use to clean your floor for hygiene purpose. So the second thing you will need is a flathead screwdriver. Try to choose the one with a slightly wider head. Or you can use a T20 star-shaped hex key. Okay, both of these you are able to use in for this grinder. Another thing you might need is a long needle, pliers, a brush and a cloth. Okay, first you need to unplug and switch off your grinder, and then you need to adjust your grind size lock setting to unlock. We need to put the grind size setting to 0. Open your hopper. Okay, over here you need to unlock these two screws, two full circle. 1, 2. Okay. Sometimes when it's stuck, please use a plier to slightly pull the pin out so that it doesn't obstruct when you open the grinder. And also beware of this screw. So sometimes it will actually interfere when we try to unlock the top chamber. So over here you can see there's a lock sign and there's an unlock sign. So twist, once you unscrew these two, you can twist to the unlock sign. Okay, so you need a little bit of force. Then you remove this rubber gasket. Remember to keep it in a safe place because this is very easily misplaced. And we can open up the top chamber. Okay, when you reach here, I would recommend to use a vacuum cleaner to give it a quick clean. On the second layer, there's a spring over here, so you have to hold the spring and remove the second layer. So we have reached to the internal compartment of the grinder. So over here we have three screws to hold the top burr, and we also over here we have the gear to actually adjust the distance between the top and the bottom burr, which we will use it for zero calibration later. These 3 screws, we also unscrew 2 turns. We do not need to remove the screw fully. Twist and pull it up. So this is our top burr and this is our bottom burr. We will give it a quick clean and we will try to assemble it back. Over here, we have 2 things that you need to clean as well. This is a rubber flap. This is a part of the declumping system. So we will try to remain it clean and put it back later. This is to hold the coffee ground to give it a more consistent dosage when you grind. Okay, after we have cleaned the top burr and the bottom burr and also the internal compartment of the grinder, so now we will reassemble the grinder. So first thing, we need to put the top burr back. So you need to put it back and turn it to this position so that the burr will be secure in place. Just 2 full turn, do not over tighten. So once we have assembled the top burr, now we can go to the zero calibration. Very simple. We want to find the minimum resistance when the bottom and the top burr touches. So we will use the adjustment gear over here. So you can see there is a bigger what I call a bubble and a smaller circle over here. When you push towards that direction, is moving apart, which is you will yield a coarser grind size. Where on the other side is when you push towards you, it will close the gap of the top and the bottom burr, and you will yield a finer grind size. So you will need your flathead screwdriver. Just give it a spin, and in the same time you have to close the gap for the top burr and the bottom burr. Okay, so the bottom burr is spinning, so we will close the top and bottom gap until it slightly touches. Okay, now we hear that there is a friction between top and bottom burr. Then now we will try to make it a bit coarser. Okay, in this case, we will let the top and the bottom slightly touch as my zero reference point. If you are getting the grind by weight model or the E80 Supreme with the distance detector as the new function, you are able to see the exact distance of the top and the bottom burr in metric form. If you are using the E65S standard version, then you will still need to use this method to find your zero point. So after we have zero calibrated, so we have to reassemble the grinder. We put back the flapper and the declumper, and followed by the grind size adjustment ring. So you can see there is a groove over here that you have to align with the marking over here. So hold the spring at the back and place the center of the groove right at the marking. Okay, so we will put the zero aligned with your handle. Okay, twist from unlock to lock. Have to loosen the screw. Okay, lock to unlock and retighten the screw. Okay, once you have assembled, put back your rubber gasket and your hopper. So every time when you do a zero calibration, please switch on the grinder and start with the coarsest grind size and let the grinder spin towards zero. Just to double check that the burr does not touch each other or it produces a very loud noise, to make sure that the burr are in the right functional distance. Okay, from the coarse setting, slowly run your grinder towards the fine setting and make sure that the whole range, the top and the bottom burr, does not touch each other. For some user that you know how to use the grinder, they would like to set the zero for the burr to slightly touch. But we do not advise for normal user to do that. we will usually zero calibrate the grinder and slightly on the coarser setting to make sure that at zero, the top and the bottom burr are not touching each other. Let's see the difference in burr size. On our left is a top burr of E80 Supreme, and on our right is a top burr of E65S. 80 is actually 80 in diameter, 80 mm, and 65 mm for the E65S. So for closer look, you can see that the geometry and the design of the burr is different. That's why it will yield different clarity and end result for E80 Supreme and E65S. Okay, so that's the end of the session. So I hope that you can try to keep your grinder clean and in good condition so you can make good coffee. If you have any difficulties and encounter any challenges, please do not forcefully open or try to open the grinder. So please contact us. We will give you some guidance just to make sure that everything is in a good condition. So hope you enjoy the session. If you need more explanation or further clarification, drop us a message and feel free to come to our HQ to try out the grinders.